Hi everyone, I'm here reviewing the Kindle Fire, which I just picked up about a week and a half ago. I think it's a pretty good package. It's $199, and I think for that price it's real good value. But I think it's also pretty obviously a first generation product, and I think there's some room for improvement. So I'm going to try and cover the good and the bad and help people decide whether or not it's right for them. First, let me talk about the hardware. First thing when you notice when you pick it up, you obviously can't see this from a video, but this is actually quite heavy. It's much heavier than you would expect. Picking it up, and you just saw my lovely, beautiful face. No marriage proposals, please. I'm taken. I think it's made of plastic. Might have a metal frame to it, but regardless, it doesn't have that kind of insubstantial, light, flexible feel that you normally think when you think a plastic device. It's got no flex at all to it. Like I said, pretty heavy compared to the Nook tablet, which I've used in the store, but not otherwise. This has got a much more substantial feel. It's also much heavier, though, if you care about that. The Nook tablet's a much lighter weight. There's no doubt about that. In terms of overall size, it's a 7-inch screen. That doesn't sound a lot smaller than 10 inches in numbers, but in practice, it's actually, if you calculate the numbers, it's half the screen size of, say, a 10-inch iPad. And so if you think about it, if you actually were to lay two Nook tablets next to each other, like there and there, you'd actually get something about the size of an iPad. So it's actually much smaller than that. There's some advantages to that, though. It's easier to hold it one-handed. My thumb can reach across the entire thing for typing with just a thumb on a keyboard. It can also fit inside a coat pocket. So you get a smaller screen, but also a smaller overall footprint. It's easier to carry around with you. In terms of materials, the front is glass. Surprise, surprise. It's Gorilla Glass, which is a particularly durable, treated form of glass, I guess. The back is a very rubberized surface. Feels really thick and well put together. I don't think this is something that's going to scratch off on your fingernails or anything like that. The nice thing about that is that it's very grippy and easy to hold. It's not like polished aluminum where it just feels like it's going to slip out of your hands. Now the back is, because that rubberized surface, it's a bit of a magnet for skin oils, so you need to kind of clean it off from time to time. There you can see it says Kindle. It says Amazon. Otherwise, it doesn't have much decoration. It's kind of a black rectangle. But it really does feel nice in the hand. I really do like the feel of holding it. The downside of its physical design and construction is, you see on the bottom, you've got the headphone port, mini USB, and a little power button. That's it. No more ports, no more buttons. You got speakers up here. But there's not any sort of dedicated home button. There's not dedicated volume keys. There's not a dedicated lock that prevents the screen from switching. You need to do all that with on-screen controls. The Nook tablet's got all of those except for the lock function, and the iPad, of course, has all of those. And there's some times when I want to adjust volume, but I don't want to go into the interface to try and do it. The home button, different apps, sometimes I have to click in the middle, sometimes I click in the bottom in order to display the home button. It'd be nice if there was one place you knew you could always click. Next generation, hopefully they'll have some more physical buttons. I think that's one downside of the design. Screen quality, here I'll start booting it up as we're talking about it, and it's actually just sleeping. So when it's sleeping, it boots up real quick. When it's actually turned off, I'm guessing it takes about, 30, 60 seconds. I have never really counted, but no, waited too long. You turn it on, swipe to start up. I think the screen quality is really good. I've heard some people complain. They say it's bad. I've got no complaints whatsoever. I've looked at the Nook tablet. A lot of reviews say the Nook tablet's got better screen quality. I honestly don't see it. They look equivalent to me. On the other hand, audio quality, as you would expect, given that each of these is about the size of a memory card slot, it's pretty terrible. That's why there's a headphone jack, I guess. The other problem, of course, think about it. If you're watching something, here, I'll turn the screen lock off. You notice there I had to go into the screen itself, of course, to do that. But if you're watching something like this, the speakers are both on your left side. So, I mean, they say they're stereo speakers, but unless you're watching something like this, and nobody ever watches videos like that, you've only got speakers on the left side. Not very well thought out. So I tend to use headphones for everything, so it's not the end of the world. But it's, if you don't, this thing's going to let you down. The onboard speakers are not very good. Okay, let's see. So looking through, we've got this. This is running Android Gingerbread, but it's got kind of a unique layout to it that Amazon's come up for itself. You've got recently opened apps and books there. And then if you sweep down here, here's the favorites that you've designated. Then you've got a menu here with different media content. Obviously, this is focused primarily on media. So you've got a books button, and you can see what you've got on the device. Then you've got what you've purchased from Amazon. If you click on the cloud button, in case you can't tell, my wife likes murder mysteries. But she's got her own e-reader, and so I've got a few things on this so far. Let's see. Going back to the home screen, this brings up one of the main gripes. This touchscreen is a little too oversensitive. There's many times when I'm trying to go through and I try and click, and there I did it deliberately, but that's what happens. If your finger moves even a little bit to the left and right when going through the favorites, it'll register it as a sweep instead of a click. And we're talking 1 or 2 pixels to the left or the right. It's very, very sensitive. I wish they had a bigger dead zone on that. The same thing happens when you're actually reading a book. There's certain times when you can tap on the left side of the screen or tap on the right to turn pages, but there, you actually saw it there. That wasn't deliberate, that just happened on its own. Where I'll try and turn the page, but it'll register as the beginning of a sweep. And so they've already had one software update, which I guess improved it. I only got it after the software update, so I don't know how bad it was beforehand, but they've still got some work to do on that. It's still a bit too sensitive. Anyway, that said, the e-reader otherwise is really pretty nice. Amazon does know what they're doing with that. You can adjust, you've got a bunch of different font sizes, line spacing, margins, different color schemes. You can fine-tune it to however you want to read it. You can certainly switch the orientation, and you see when you do it in landscape, it's one single thing, not 2 columns. I've always hated reading in 2 columns. I don't understand the appeal of that. But so, I mean, this is as not surprising as an Amazon branded device. The e-reader is really pretty well thought out. The video player, if you click over here on the videos tab, has ups and down. The great thing about this is it ties into the Amazon store, and you get a 30-day trial of Amazon Prime, which, if you're a geek, is like the greatest thing ever. Simply because when you're a member of Amazon Prime, you get a lot of different shows that you can watch streaming. At least you can't download them, but you can watch them streaming for free. And they've got, some mainstream stuff like Sons of Anarchy, Glee, Lost, and stuff like that. But they've also got pretty much every geek cult classic. They've got Firefly, they've got Doctor Who, they've got Star Trek The Next Generation, they've got The X-Files, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. All of those are free streaming. And so I'd actually never seen Firefly before, and it's not the sort of thing where I had ever gotten around to going out and spending money to rent it and watch it, but here I'm got it all for free. And so if you're at all interested in buying into Amazon Prime, this gives you easy access to a lot of different shows. The downside of the video playback issue is that if you're starting it up, and I'll just start up a Sons of Anarchy real quick just so you can see what it looks like. You see it loads very quickly if you got high-speed internet, and there you go, you got really pretty decent video quality. But let's say your Wi-Fi drops for a second right now. This doesn't drop on its own, but there's a couple rooms in my house where the signal's not really good, and if they get cut off, then it dumps you all the way back out, not even to there, but all the way back out to the main video screen. And there's no recently watched videos function, so you've got to type in the name of the show again, you've got to choose the right season, choose the right episode, and then you can click resume and get back to where you were when the Wi-Fi dropped. I really wish that they had a resume last video watched button or something like that. It'd be easy for them to add. I'm sure it's coming down the line, but they don't have it yet. That's another thing for them to check off on their things to address with the Kindle Fire list.